Immigrants are now and have always been the foundation of agriculture in our country. Since the 1600s, when the first English colonists came here with German and English indentured servants, until through the late 1800s, when Chinese and Japanese workers were brought here to work in the cattle ranches in the Southwest, and also to establish orchards in California, through the Bracero program that was started in 1942 when there was a shortage of workers. And the US opened their doors to immigration from Mexico. These are, you can see in this photo, the line of Braceros waiting to come here to work in agriculture. Immigrants have always been the foundation of agriculture in this country. And today, there are immigrants who are here who have the skills and the knowledge to farm, who were born on farms and who have been farming their whole lives in their home countries. And at the same time, they're highly educated agricultural professionals who all carry within themselves the seeds to start farming. And in a lot of cases, they don't even know it. So at the same time, we live in a country where every minute of every day, we lose an acre of farmland. So by the time I'm done talking, we'll have lost 12 acres of farmland. At the end of this TED event, we'll have lost 480 acres to development. That's really an astonishing figure. It's really something that we can't keep going this way, or we won't eat. In the 1600s, 97% of the population were farmers. Today, less than 2% of the population are farmers. And so in 2000, Bob Lewis, who was working at the New York State Department of Agriculture and Markets, and Barry Benepe, who was the founder of the Green Market Farmers Market program here in New York City, had this really crazy idea to connect immigrants who have the skills and knowledge to farm with vacant farmland outside of the city to be able to bring fresh local food into urban communities. And the craziest thing is that it actually worked. So what I've been doing for the past 8 years as part of an organization called the New Farmer Development Project is really helping people see inside themselves. And we're not teaching people how to farm. We're just showing them that they already have skills that they can use to start farms here in the Northeast. And so meditation instructor S.N. Goenka says that to change the world, you have to observe yourself and really understand yourself at the deepest level. And I think the same is true if you want to do anything, and especially if you want to start a farm. And so what this is a skills assessment that we've developed that we use as part of our introductory farm business planning course. And it is color-coded for different skill areas, so it really helps people tease out their areas of strength and show them the resources that they already have that they can use to start farms. So I want to tell you a little bit now about Sergio and Paz Nolasco. I met them in 2005 when they took our training course. They were working in a garment factory at the time, and they were able to support their family, but they weren't happy. And so they took our course and they decided to start farming. They rented 2 acres, and it was really challenging for them at first. They had to learn how to farm in a completely new climate. They had to deal with a host of new laws and regulations, and they also had to learn a new way of selling their products directly to customers, which was new to them. And so there was a really steep learning curve, but now they rent 40 acres of farmland in New Jersey. They sell to 5 farmers markets in the city throughout the week. And they also deliver to 150 community-supported agriculture members. And so this is a little Sergio in his own words, talking about his experience of getting started.
Mi nombre es Sergio Nolasco. Somos de un pueblo pequeño en México. Nuestros padres trabajan también en el campo. Cuando venimos a la ciudad, pensamos que no había campo como en nuestro país. Nos interesamos en tratar de involucrarnos, hacer lo mismo que hacíamos allá cuando éramos niños.
So I think it's really interesting that Sergio said that he didn't even know that we had a countryside here in the United States. It sounds crazy, but it's something that we hear all the time from immigrants who think of farms in the U.S. as these large commodity farms in the Midwest, and that is, part of what we have here. But they don't know that small family farms in the Northeast are viable businesses. So this is Ana Angel and her husband, Philly. When I started, to back up, when I started with the project in 2004, there were 4 farms that had gotten started with the support of the project. And now there are 22 families who've been able to start their own farms with our help. And they keep 385 acres of farmland in production and own a combined 75 acres. So as we all know, owning farmland for any farmer now is really a challenge. And for immigrant farmers, there are additional challenges. And so this is really a success for them. So this is Ana Angel. She really inspires me every day. And she inspires everyone around her. Her 2 brothers started farming because of her, started their own farms as well. And she is incredibly innovative. She's really resourceful. She does whatever it takes to make her farm successful to support her family. And she really, really loves farming. And it's deeply satisfying for me to help someone like Ana who otherwise wouldn't be able to use her skills. And so also part of the knowledge that immigrant farmers bring here is this knowledge of these regional specialty products that are used in regional cooking that are used in traditional regional cooking. So here is Sergio and Paz talking a little bit more about the products that they grow.
Sí, tenemos muchas cosas originales de México, como ese pasote, pápalos, pues muchos picantes mexicanos, que casi otros granjeros no los tienen en el mercado.
Y también la flor de calabaza es como algo muy tradicional y muy especial para los mexicanos.
So these are some of the products that Sergio and Paz grow. Papalo in the bottom right-hand corner is a regional herb from the Puebla region of Mexico that has a flavor kind of between cilantro, tarragon, and mint. It's really unique. It's used fresh in tacos and a sandwich called a semita. It's related to pipicha that's in the upper right-hand corner, and which to me has a little bit more of a complex flavor, has a more delicate leaf. And the other 2 products are interesting because they really cross cultures. Squash blossoms are used in Mexican and Italian cuisine, and what Mexicans call quelites is in the top right-hand corner, and my mom, who's from the Caribbean, calls it callaloo, and it's used somewhat like spinach in cooking. And so these products have really helped immigrant farmers bring new customers into the markets. This is a Pope Park market in the Bronx. Yeah, I love Pope Park. It's a great market. And these customers are all waiting in line to use their food stamp benefit cards to get tokens to be able to use their food stamp benefits in the farmers market. And so these products and these farmers have really brought these people in and given access to, and allow an increased access for people, new people into the markets. And it also is doubling our federal dollars. So, money is going to customers, low-income customers who need local access to food, but it's also supporting farmers. And so these farmers have had a really incredible impact on their communities, but also I think even more powerful is the impact that they've had on their own families. So this is Sergio with his son Julian behind him. When they first started and he was living in Queens, Julian didn't want to have anything to do with the farm, like most kids. They don't want to have anything to do with what their parents are doing in some cases. So now he is driving the truck on his own to the market, selling in the market by himself, and he really hopes to take over the business one day. And so I think that's really a great success. And so this is what Paz has to say about what farming has done for her family.
Es algo que yo traigo, ¿verdad?, en el corazón. Es muy bonito tú pararte esta mañana y venir a recoger tus propios productos, hacer la comida para mis hijos. Es algo muy bonito que eso me llena de orgullo y sinceramente me hace muy feliz.
So immigrants are the foundation of agriculture in this country. They were in the past, they are now, they will be in the future, but I hope in a different way. They won't only be farm workers, but also farm owners, and we need to support them however we can. That includes everything from pushing for immigration reform so that we can have more stability in agriculture in general, and just simply shopping for Popolo in your local farmer's market.